Scott?
Yes, Your Honor. Only a few more questions.
When you re-ask your question, make sure we remember what you asked.
I'd asked you about the reasoning why. Strike that. So you had given an explanation as to why the September 30th interview was not recorded. Then I asked you if that's anywhere in the report that you wrote about what happened on September 30th. This is a report that was written about 2 months after the interview. And you want to take a look at the 6-page or maybe about...
Get to a question, please.
Take a look at your report.
Yes, I did.
Anything in there as to the reason why it wasn't recorded?
No.
Anything about any deals or anything like that?
No.
Anything about the fact that the state wanted you to get a basis first?
No. No.
You understood what I meant by basis, right?
Well, after it sunk in a little bit.
The last line, the last topic, the basis. You're telling this jury that the state wanted you to go in there and find out what he had, right?
They wanted to get his testimony to try to verify as much as possible to see if he was going to cooperate and be a witness for the prosecution.
Isn't it true that a month and a half before that, Ms. Kappelman on August 8th went and met with him herself to get that information?
I'm not aware of that.
Nothing further.
Redirect.
Have I had any, I don't even know what to say to that, no question.
All right, you can step down. You remain under the rule. Call your next witness.
State calls Ronald Witt.
Say that again.
Ron Witt.
Please, clerk, be sworn, please, sir.
You swear affirm testimony about giving this case will be true, the truth, and nothing but true, so help you God.
Have a seat beside the microphone, please, sir. Proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Can you introduce yourself to the jurors?
My name is Ronald Witt, R-O-N-A-L-D-W-I-T-T.
And where are you employed?
I work for T-Mobile,
What is T-Mobile?
cell phone company.
And what is your position with T-Mobile?
I am part of what's known as the Law Enforcement Relations Group.
What are your typical duties inside of the Law Enforcement Relations Group?
Primarily, the bulk of our work is production of records when we receive an appropriate legal demand. We also provide assistance on a 24/7 basis to 911 and law enforcement with emergencies involving cell phones. And then I work as a testifier where I appear in court to verify and attest to T-Mobile records.
Okay, and how long have you been employed with T-Mobile?
I'm in my 15th year.
How long have you been testifying, as I believe you said, to authenticate T-Mobile records?
Just around 14 years.
So most of your time with T-Mobile?
Yes.
You mentioned obviously, and I know it's common knowledge, T-Mobile is a cell phone company.
Yes.
Do they provide cell coverage for people here in Tallahassee, Florida?
Yes.
And to do that, does T-Mobile have cell towers or cell sites located around this community to provide that service?
Yes.
The cell towers that are here, or anywhere for that matter, that are T-Mobile's, do they collect data every time the customers nearby are using the towers to communicate?
Yes.
And if I send, for example, on my phone, I'm with Verizon, sorry, but if I send a text message or I make a phone call, does my phone communicate with that tower? God bless you. communicate with that tower in order to facilitate that communication?
Yes,
And all of the towers here in Tallahassee, does T-Mobile keep records of all of those transactions of communications with the cell towers?
yes,
The records that are kept of those events, calls or text messages, are those recorded by T-Mobile at the same time as the actual transaction is happening?
contemporaneously with the event happening.
So at or near the time of the event, the same event is being recorded by your company?
Yes,
And it's the normal course of your business to keep and maintain those records?
yes.
You mentioned earlier that part of your duties, are to comply with legal demand. What does that mean?
Well, we receive requests for records. It could be in, form of various type of legal demands, subpoenas, court orders, search warrants from various agencies, both government and non-governmental agencies. And we are the central point of contact for T-Mobile to respond to such request.
Sorry, your central point of contact
For T-Mobile to respond to such request.
Okay. So let's say that T-Mobile gets a legal demand for records. Walk me through how the process is initiated to prepare and respond to that legal demand appropriately.
The legal demand will come in to our office, to a centralized database. It'll be reviewed to see what type of request it is, what they're looking for, the type of legal demand it is, and sorted based on, again, the type of legal demand and what they're looking for. It goes into a queue, and then it'll be assigned to one of the specialists to process the legal demand.
And how does the specialist process the legal demand? Do they just...
We have an internal computerized program. We enter in the basic information, who the requester is, the type of request, the information they're looking for. Generally, it has a specific phone number. We refer to that as the target number, and a specific date and range of records they're looking for. That's the most general request that we receive. It's an automated system. They input that information, hit enter. It generates a unique tracking number for that, and then once the records populate, we forward on to the requesting agency.
Okay, so you would have a point of contact at the requesting agency that would request the records pursuant to a search warrant. Then you would do this automated system to process it, and the system would spit out the response that would then be emailed back to the point of contact at the requesting agency.
Yes,
Did I get that right?
yes,
Okay. So there's not really any human involvement except for the entering the parameters of what exactly is being requested from the records of T-Mobile.
correct.
In this case, did TPD issue a search warrant to T-Mobile for a tower dump at 3 specified locations here in Tallahassee?
Yes,
And a tower dump, is that where we're basically asking for any phone numbers that communicated with these particular cell towers within these certain areas during these certain periods of time?
correct. You have a specific address, and generally a range from that address and a time frame, and then any information that will be transpired over the cell sites within the range of that desired location and will be captured.
Okay. And in this case, we asked for, I believe, a Truscott Drive location, and McClay Boulevard location, and then a West Tharp Street location.
Yes,
And then you were trying to get any towers within a 1.5 mile radius of each of those 3 specific addresses
yes,
for a certain time frame.
correct.
And did T-Mobile in this case comply with that search warrant from the Tallahassee Police Department?
Yes,
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I'm showing you what I previously showed defense counsel and for identification as State's Exhibit 139. Do you recognize that CD?
yes.
And how do you recognize it?
I reviewed the contents earlier, and then I initialed and dated the CD.
The actual CD?
Yes.
And what's contained on that CD?
It has an electronic version of the records that we provided in response to legal demand you mentioned previously.
And those are the records that T-Mobile, the exact records that T-Mobile provided back to Sergeant Porter with the Tallahassee Police Department pursuant to the search warrant.
They're consistent with the record we provided previously, 2014.
All right, this time I'd offer the evidence State's Exhibit 139.
Any objection?
None from Mr. Garcia.
No objection.
Be admitted.
Thank you, Mr. Witt. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Cross.
No cross.
No questions.
You can step down. Do we need to keep Mr. Witt any further?
No, Your Honor, he can be excused.
Anybody need him when you're ready?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
You're excused. Thanks for being here. Okay, next witness.
State calls Wendy Adelson.
Your Honor, we could approach. Not a Miss Abelson on schedule.
I know you just got seated, but I think we're gonna need to let y'all step out.